Hello everyone, welcome back to the exciting week of Miami Grand Prix. Heat is on, so does the F1 fans. Let's analyze what happened in the practice session and sprint quali. So let's bring it on. Let's start with the Bulls. I guess the news of Adrian Newey leaving made Max Verstappen think about his future. As for the first time in 5 races this season, he was P17 in the practice session and was not in his rhythm, having too much lockups. And for the first time, Perez out-qualified him in the practice session. He is looking strong here. I guess he doesn't want to lose his job for the upcoming year. Talk of the town where McLaren's here with huge upgrade, a complete B-spec car for Lando Norris and some upgrades for Piastri. So as I said in my last video, bringing upgrades to the sprint weekend is a dangerous risky thing. With limited practice session and some way Norris made it look true. He was struggling a lot and was not able to put in laps and was not able to test the tires. I guess the major focus was to test the upgrades on this track. The German team which brought the upgrades here, hoping for a better progress this season, is still failing to understand their car. They tried different mix setups and I think the results will be seen soon in the race because there it is where we get the points. So-called Azzurro da Plata of Monegasque took a spin in his third lap of the practice session and failed to re-enter the session. Heading in the rest of the weekend would be fully dependent on his teammates' data. Aston Martin are still not able to forget the penalty which they received in the Chinese Grand Prix and protested again and failed again. Both the drivers were confident. Lance Stroll was keeping the pace with the likes of Fernando Alonso. RB's Daniel Ricciardo had a strong practice session as compared to Tsunoda. I guess he is in trouble now. Now talking about the rest of the grid. Alpine, Williams, Haas and Kicksauber. All these teams are in the mix with each other. Drivers to look out for will be Pierre, Nico and Logan. Moving on to the sprint quali. New set of regulations which states that only one set of tires to be used per qualifying session shook up the grid. Max Verstappen, as usual, took the pole position after not so good practice session and with the mistake made in SQ3. McLaren's were a surprise package in the sprint qualifying. That orange papaya almost dominated everyone in SQ1 and SQ2. However, struggled in SQ3 to bring the softs in the right window. Team boss Zach Brown, when asked why they played a gamble by bringing upgrades to the sprint weekend, his answer was that the team wanted to check all the parts working well together as the upgrades brought were correlated with each other. If missed any part, it would have not given them the right data. Let's see how their performance shows for the rest of the weekend. Another nightmare for the Silver Arrows. Both the drivers were only able to make P10 and P11 in the entire qualifying with the upgraded car. Still team is struggling and Toto is not happy about it. Let's see how the weekend unfolds for the German team. Surprise package here was the Aussie Daniel Ricciardo. He was able to manage P4 in the SQ3 with a strong comeback after the rumors being career at risk at Formula 1. Strong drive by Charles. After what we saw in practice session, he was able to maximize his performance. A small mistake by Sainz ended him at P7. And for the first time, Lance Stroll out-qualified his teammate, P7 for him and P8 for Alonso. Not a good weekend for Haas. Nico at P10 and Magnussen at P14. A very bad performance by Albon ended that Williams at P20. And for the first time, Logan out-qualified him with P19. So guys, sprint race will be very interesting. Will Charles be able to bring the fight to Verstappen? For how long Ricciardo would be able to hold on to his position of P4 with Piastri and Sainz chasing and with Norris P9 to watch out for. That's all for today. We will come back with more exciting updates after the sprint race and race qualifying session.